Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with more Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, been getting into this game over the last few days, so I thought, we'd jump back in after the success in the Toyota Cup. Of course, if you missed that at the weekend, definitely recommend going back and checking it out. I thought today we'd jump back in with some Daily Race C. Now, I did want to do last week's Daily Race C. Unfortunately, it was a bit broken. The curb abuse, everything like that just wasn't fun. I did try and do a couple of races around it, and I just got very, very annoyed. So today we're jumping in then back at Mount Panorama. Of course, did a Group 4 race around here a few weeks ago. But fingers crossed, 10 laps here in the VW Beetle. It is just the OP car of choice. Maybe we can walk away with another decent result there. No fuel or toll. 1 times fuel and tyre, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And yeah, safe to say we've got a lot of Beetles in this split, so we'll wait and see as to how things go today. Race should take around about 21 minutes there, all things considered. But I just sort of want to try and get into the rhythm. I just need to put more hours in to Gran Turismo 7, so I've sort of spent a bit of time grinding away there at this challenge over the last sort of hour and a half or so. My best lap is not particularly brilliant. There's definitely a lot more time in it. We could have easily had a pole for this had I got it all hooked up there, as immediately the leader runs a bit wide at the top of the hill, as we then immediately get a nice big wobble over the next corner there. Really just feel like, it looks like a nothing corner, that little kink, but it is horrible on Gran Turismo 7. And this often caught me out as well, actually, on iRacing, sort of the other game, where I put some laps into Bathurst as well. But love coming back to the mountain. Of course, this is effectively, Gran Turismo 7's homage to the Bathurst 12 hours that went last weekend. At the time recording, as the leader makes a big mistake as we head down the hill there. We almost go into the back of him, had to get on the brakes. And he's on a bit of a roller coaster ride at the moment as we just nudge the inside wall on the exit of the corner there. That's going to give him a little bit of breathing room as we head down the hill in towards the end of lap 1, though. We've got the top 3 at the very least, all pretty much nose to tail then on this opening lap. As you can see now, just getting a little bit of a draft from the leader there. I think, yeah, most of the cars inside the top 10, at least on the grid, were Beetles, as this guy, I thought he was going for a move there, so I tried to give him the room on the inside, but we have the inside for the next corner. And we will just about hang on for now then. So let's try and immediately then refocus our aim on trying to get into the lead. As that time around, he just tried to show the nose again there, thinking I might jump out of the way, but I'm more than happy to do it once. But don't expect me to keep doing it there. It's 2 minute 10 first lap. Oh, just ran a little bit wide down at turn 1 there, and that's going to cost us a bit of time to the guy in front there, and also give the Italian behind a little bit of a run as we head back up the hill there. But 3 Brits inside the top 4 as well. Not bad showing so far. I've still got a BS license on GT7, so I don't know if there's a way now to check your score online. But I would love to sort of see, if we're making any progress towards A. But, really at the moment, we need to be focusing on trying to make progress towards the leader there. Is he using the gutter on the outside? And I forget to change down a gear. And that immediately is going to cost me on the exit there. Luckily, again, the Italian does the same thing. But at the moment, we're just hemorrhaging time for that leader up the road. But like I said, I do still feel quick in the car. It's just super easy to make mistakes there. I find actually, I haven't made a mistake through there in quite a few practice laps. As another Beetle's just going to get around the outside. And I'm not going to defend that one. I'll let him have that place. It'll get a little bit all over the road on the exit. And might be able to get a run. Oh, we're going to get a run down the hill because he's picked up a half-second penalty. Still seems like that track limit is a little bit inconsistent. As cars are going to transcend it up the inside. I'll get the power down though, and this should be a nice simple move then back into P2 of this race. But it is all kicking off early on here around the mountain. He's not going to have much of a penalty, but it is still going to be enough to give us a huge overspeed as we head down in towards the chase. Oh, sorry, the cutting even, I should say. No, it is the chase even. Trying to get the Bathurst corner names correct again. It's the Italian again, thinking about it. But, yeah, we've got to really stop focusing on our mirrors and try to start closing up this 3-second gap to the leader there. As one of the other Brits now dropping out. So I don't know if he had some issues or whether he got taken out and thought, you know what, I've had enough. But gap up now to 3.6 seconds then at the end of lap 2. Let's try and really hit our marks through this third lap then. I mean, like I said, I do feel like we might be the quicker driver, all things considered. Like I said, we definitely had a little bit more pace in the car in our qualifying time. So I probably could have got a low 202, maybe a high 201 if I got everything nailed in qualifying. But yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. And, you know, trying to get within top 2 seconds of the world record there is probably quite a good little target for me at the moment. And then, you know, as lap times evolve, you know, maybe we get a combo that works quite nicely. Try and start to get within 1 second there as we head up the hill. I'm going to use first gear through there just to keep the nose pointed in. But yeah, the Beetle still seems to be the OP car of choice in Group 3, which, I mean, it's a bit of a shame. I'm pretty certain it was back on Gran Turismo Sport as well for quite a while, but they managed to get that sort of pretty well balanced towards the end of the game. You sort of had different cars at different circuits. There's now the gap to the leader just going down a little bit as we chuck it down the hill. Oh, that might be a penalty. Took a lot of curb there, but look at that, gap down a second through the middle sector, and it looks like we haven't got a penalty for it either. So that was pretty much the perfect line then, for me anyway, through that section. No, actually the Brit now up into P3, so it was someone else then that's retired from the race. But now we've got Brit top 3, and now the gap to the leader is closer than the gap to the cars behind. So this has been a pretty fast lap up until this point there as the sun starts to rise here at Mount Panoramas. We've got another very, very quick driver behind us down into the 204s. But let's just try and nail these final couple of corners, then give myself a good representative lap time here to come towards the end of lap 3. And I mean, look at this, the gap's cut down pretty much 2 seconds in 1 lap there. I said I felt quick, but didn't think that would be, you know, the advantage we might be able to get in this race. As at the final corner we go. What's the lap time going to be? It's going to be a 2:03.3 there, so obliterates fastest lap of the day. That was only, what, 2/10 away from my best qualifying time there. So clearly now, picking up the pace, picking up the momentum, what we'd love to see here on Gran Turismo 7. But we've still got to keep our head down and really focus on trying to just get back within that 1 second mark. You know, getting close around this mountain is pretty easy. Getting past, on the other hand, will be a very, very difficult challenge there, as I found out doing the Bathurst 12 hours on iRacing. Well, I say, actually, to be fair, I say it was very, very difficult to get around cars. I think in the first 2 hours, I went from 46th to 1st. Unfortunately, we got taken out from the lead with about an hour and a half to go there, hence why that video never made it to YouTube. That was a heartbreaking defeat late on in the day, but, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Is now leader just opening up the gap slightly. Seems to have just got a bit of a better run. So that is not the line through there, but hanging on to it. So it's super important through this downhill section that you don't sort of panic. You know, you got to be. I mean, Gran Turismo just generally is a game, or as a series, all about smoothness. So just trying to keep the back end in line there, as that was not the line I wanted down the hill, and that's going to cost me a huge amount of time as we head back down in towards the chase once more. But we're still not even halfway into this race, though. That's just how much stuff has gone on already there. Fuel and tyres, like I said, should be absolutely fine. We're only on 1 times wear. I mean, yeah, racing hard tyres. You know, perhaps the softs might struggle towards the end, but racing hards, you know, they're pretty durable on this game now. So just trying to hit our marks once more, like I said, through the final sector of the lap. It's just all about getting those little gains there and reducing the errors, because it's so easy just to break yourself slightly around this track. You know, braking zones seem to be slightly longer on Gran Turismo than a lot of other games for me. I don't know, it's just because of the ABS, sort of the way the anti-lock brake system works on this game. It always feels to me like the ABS knows whether you're going to overshoot a corner or not, so doesn't really sort of act naturally. It kind of just gives you the slip it feels like, just because then as soon as you try to turn in, it just goes, no, you're not going to make this corner anyway, I'm just going to understeer on you. Which can be rather frustrating. It really does sort of limit the ability to shut the car in. But again, you know, that goes against the smoothness Gran Turismo requires there, as again, the leader just coming down a little bit. I'm trying to get 1 downshift done before we get right into the proper part of the cut in there through just the kink beforehand. And then just having to short shift a little bit on the way out, but that doesn't really tend to work very well in this car. So we just graze the wall, but you know, you got to get close to the walls on Gran Turismo anyway, and especially around Mount Panorama. You know, you can get away with nudging them a little bit as long as you don't pick up any damage. So we head now over Skyline once more. That's such a beautiful string of corners. So you head back down the other side. You know, there's no way we'll ever get a track like Mount Panorama again in the world of motorsport. It's such a unique experience, and one that I certainly never want to forget. A nice run on the exit that time round, and you know you've done well when your delta's already coming down before you even really put the throttle on. There's, look at that beautiful sky as well. Gran Turismo 7, you know, I saw so many comparisons between this and Forza Horizon 4. You know, when sort of both games dropped, you know, people going, oh yeah, but Gran Turismo's much better graphically, Forza's much better graphically in this regard or that regard, and to be honest, both games just look stunning. You know, the way the technology has advanced over the last sort of 10-15 years or so is mind-boggling, and I'm sort of here for it all, to be honest. So we're trying to get a nice run! No. In a word. And that's going to give us some front wing damage as well. And that's going to send us right down the order. What's that now? Going to be P6 in this race there. And that is heartbreaking at the midway stage as we head back down towards someone. Immediately we're going to re-inherit P5, but it is going to be a drag race up the hill. Of course, we have got that front aero damage, which is definitely going to cost us. But yeah, that is heartbreaking at this stage of the day there, as now the damage gone away. Is this other Beetle going to have a look? Yes, he is. I tried to move a little bit over. Think he might back out of it. But no, he's just going to fire it very, very late into the corner. We just get a wobble on the exit. And that is so frustrating there. Don't know why. Didn't feel like I'd taken the corner any differently. So now we're just going to get stuck behind this guy. Trying to put power down up the hill. Someone else has gone round though. It's the driver from Denmark just making a few small errors as well. What are you doing? Just seeming not in the groove at the moment, as I thought this guy might try and send it through the top of the mountain. Oh, he actually runs very, very wide off the top of the mountain, but down in towards Skyline we go once more. And we've still got a good little battle going on, but it's not for the positions I wanted it to be. So can we now get a nice run off the corner? No, in a word. Oh! What am I doing? Just getting overzealous on the throttle. And we are hemorrhaging positions at the moment. Down to 8th now in this race. So now it really is going to be a battle of recovery late on in the afternoon there. Just small little errors. You know, I always try and keep my foot in when the back end twitches in this thing, and it just doesn't happen there. And clearly, you know, we've still got fastest lap. So we have still got good pace in the car, but yeah, not hitting my marks. Not hitting the lines I need to, and of course, like I said, Mount Panorama is such a difficult track to overtake on as well. You know, we're really going to have our work cut out now. You know, if we want to try and get a top 5, I think might have to be the goal late on in this race there. But I don't know if I just dipped a wheel on the grass when I spanned through that final corner last time round. I really don't know what it was. As we head back down towards turn 1 though. 4 laps to go. Still 4 cars just in front of me. Positions that we can definitely try to reclaim in this race there, but so many Beetles as someone else retires from the event. As I mean, those two at the road are still battling hard, so us three can either just work together or I can sneak through. That battle for the top 5 or top 4 even is still definitely on. It's just really struggling with the front lock in there. Actually, that line worked out weirdly well, as there we go. The Dane, sorry, not the Dane, the Denmark driver going around again. Out of the cut in there. Second time in 2 laps he's done that, so that must be rather frustrating. So, Spaniard in front, just nicks the wall. Definitely got the pace over these guys at the moment. But having the pace and having the position are 2 very, very different things. On the mountain, as we just give him a little bit of a bump there, just, you know, let him know we're there, as immediately then he wallops the wall. Don't think it was quite a bump and run, but I'm sure he won't be too happy with that one. Because we've got someone else making errors as well. So back into P6 then we go of the race. The P4 still right there, and P3 and P2 are still battling hard. Oh, there we go. Penalties as well, so it's all kicking off then. So we're now back into P5 pretty much immediately in this race. But can we continue to close up the gap? Just trying to break at my safe markers rather than my attacking markers a little bit more. You know, just don't want any sort of front lock-in or anything like that. Just the catastrophic wash of understeer you get. But you know, just 3 laps to go then of this race. So just again, the 2 wheels out over the grass. As there we go, leader now down to the 202. So he's really found his footing later on in this race. And another new fastest lap. Maybe the track has got quicker. Don't really know, but we'll keep pushing then. See if we can try and find any more time. I mean, if we get close to the German and get a nice slipstream down the back straight, that could be really helpful here. There's not a bad line through the first sector. I mean, it's only the 1 corner. Just braking nice and early. Clip that curb. Oh, back end tried it. Sometimes you can snap this thing back in line, but other times it's already decided it's going around on you, and you're kind of just a passenger. But through the custom we go. Seems like a lot of people still not confident about getting on the throttle there. I'm way too confident on getting over that inside curb, and that was not the line. So we head up in towards the top of the mountain once more, in towards McPhillamy Park we go. Slowly remembering more and more corner names around this circuit there, and now back down in towards Skyline. I keep saying such a cool set of corners here, especially when you get them hooked up, which I have not. And that's going to put me under pressure again from the guy behind, and just give the German a little bit more breathing room here. Oh, come on. 2 laps to go. How did we not get a worse run than the German off the exit there? No idea what happened to him. But now it's going to give the Spaniard a golden opportunity to try and make a move back past me. Has the German? No, he hasn't had a slowdown. We're going to have to go defensive, though, in towards the chase. I do not want this Beetle trying to get back past me as we just sit in the middle of the road. He's going to have a look to the inside. Oh, parks it on the corner there. Just about got it slowed down. Fair play to him. But it's just going to make me hungrier. We do not... I mean, we still want the battle for P4 at the moment, as I thought about it in towards the final turn, but thought, no, we'll be patient. His first gear through there really, really costed me sometimes through. This Beetle's got such short gearing. It really does, yeah, hinder you. Any sort of wrong choice of gear can prove costly. There is a nice run at turn 1. Might be able to get a run back up the hill there. We need to try and get ahead of him again if we want any chances at the German, but he's going to go defensive as we head up the hill there. We're going to take all the slipstream we possibly can. Big run to the outside here. Can we brake just that little bit later? Hook it up around the outside through turn 2. We're still side by side on the exit of the corner there. This is fantastic racing here at Bathurst, as he's going to try and get back up the inside, but just about cover it off. Because now there's another car waiting in the wings once more. Still wriggling around underneath me though. Let's come on. Now, 4 seconds to the German. If we nail this, it's not over. We just got to try and get ourselves into safety as well from the Spaniard behind. Do I risk it all with a lap and a half to go? Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's had issues. Is it the Spaniard? Sorry, the German even, I should say. Gap hasn't come down. Ah, so I reckon it was the guy in front of him. So now, the Brit and the German are going to be battling for the final podium place here with just 1 lap to go on the mountain. So this could really give us a big, big chance to get back into it, and might still give us an outside shot at the podium here. We've still got the Spaniard trying to close back in, though, as they go side by side through the cutting. One of them off in the gravel. I don't know. Oh, he's gone way, way off there. Both cars. There's cars everywhere. What is happening late on in the race? Got one guy that's gone round, and that's just back up into P4 then. And yet there's still 2 of them battling. So I've got no idea what's going on at the moment. Because we've just got to try and keep our head down and focus. Someone not happy. No idea what that means, but I'm not going to worry about it all too much. Sure someone can translate that down in the comments below. But final lap then, here from the mountain. And now it looks like the Brits lost a bit of time as well to the German up the road, so yeah, that Italian is rather unsurprisingly not happy. It's been a race of attrition as well, only 11 cars left at this stage of the day. Just trying to hit our mark still, want to believe any sort of opportunity could open up here on this final lap still. Could have been quite a simple cruise to P2, you know, we might still have been able to challenge the leader for the win, but that's the way Gran Turismo goes sometimes, and still just trying to build up that confidence, you know, build up that seat time as well. Super, super important. So we can get away with attacking that curb sometimes. Is our fellow Brit, though, going to get close enough to the German on this final lap? I mean, we're taking big time out of him. Just not upset the rear end. It's just so horrible there. If you run deep through the first part, the second part pretty much guarantees you a huge wash of oversteer. The car just bottoms out on the exit, but it looks like the German has built himself up a bit of safety here on the final lap of the race, so I don't think we're going to see any more dramatics on this final lap there, but GG to our fellow Matt, who has absolutely dominated this one, led from start to finish. A nice easy victory for him. We've had a bit more of a mare, but we were down to P8 at one point during this race, so to recover back to 4th is not bad going around Mount Panorama either there. As down in towards the final few corners we go then of this race. Don't loop it round on the final corner, Matt. Don't do anything stupid here late on in the day. Like I said, we definitely had the pace for at least P2, but that's the way it goes sometimes, especially on Gran Turismo 7 there. But up towards the line then. Final lap's going to be a pretty decent one there, a 104.2. Yeah, GG's in the end there. Beetle top 2, WRX in P3 there, and then a whole swarm of Beetles rounding out. Just two non-Beetles inside the top 10 there when all is said and done. Further down though, an F-Type. Only 10 cars made it to the finish in this one, but so many Beetles absolutely everywhere in this race. I think just 4 cars that weren't Beetles in the entirety of the grid. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure to leave a like and get yourself subscribed. P2 to P4 will be coming back very, very soon to hopefully try and pick up some more dubs. But yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more Gran Turismo 7 content.